All right, we're going to be doing Lucille Ball from I Love Lucy for our second celebrity. So I'm just, again, breaking up her face into the simplest shape. You lose a bit of it on the screen, sorry. Make sure you're doing your outline for your face shape. Notice I want that cheek to be popped out. Maybe not quite so much, but I want that cheek to be very noticeable, pushed out. Going ahead and doing my guidelines for my facial features. Now, next, we're going to start adding in her nose and her mouth. I want her mouth to be a very big focal point. It was something big, and as well as her hair. I want her hair to be even bigger and poofier than it is in the image. Her eyes, I'm going to have a little further apart and large as well. Starting to add in our face shape. She's known for having really, larger lips that are very pushed out, I guess I would use as the word. She did a lot of facial featured expressions with them. For the nose, I'm not going to add the nostril in until the end, just so you guys know. Make sure to add that chin line, don't forget that. I pop on our red on and off just so I can see what I've done so far. I'm using a smaller black brush for all of the features so that they really stand out against the color. Eyes, just following that same shape, doing the eyeballs in the center. Her eyebrows have a slight arch to them. One is more arched than the other. It might be because in this photo she has one more raised than the other as well. Alright, for her hair, I'm just following that hairline, and originally I did her ear as a peanut, and it wasn't quite peanutty. Putting her earring in, giving some little ear lines in there. Gonna go ahead and do her jawline. I want it to be square but not super square, and I'm shortening her chin as well. Again, really pushing that cheek out to show that cheekbone. Adding in hair. She does like a victory roll. This is from like the 1950s. So victory rolls were on the top and front of the hair. So I'm just drawing those victory rolls in and then making her hair a lot bigger than it was. I'm kind of exaggerating that as well. So big, big, big hair. Lots of lines. I took away my red lines at this point just so I could really see what I'm doing. Going back and looking at that reference material, especially for her neck. I made her neck a little bit thinner than what it is in the photo. Going ahead and adding in that shirt collar line. You don't have to do the shirt. I just felt like we needed a little something. Keeping it super cartoony and simple shaped there, and I'll probably erase some of that later. I might not even bother coloring it. Alright, finishing that hair, making it really big and poofy. Gonna go ahead and start coloring. I'm doing a light tan color. Actually, let's do some eyelashes first. 1950s, tons of black mascara. Just making them really prominent. Fill in maybe the bottom and the lip gap. I'm not going to bother drawing teeth because she kind of has a surprised look on her face. Add some cheek lines in. I might take those out after coloring and just use them for shading. Alright, light tan color over the face. I know this photo is black and white, but I know what she looked like. She had just a light skin. She's a natural redhead, I believe. Or dyed redhead. Who knows? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start shading. So doing a darker brown, kind of where I have all of my lines. Around the eyes and the ear. Just anywhere we need some shading. Maybe a little bit warmer shading as well. Don't forget to smudge. I'm going very, very quickly. Some highlights. I'm just using white for the highlight, just not at full opacity. And then some red pink for the blush. And a bit more darker color around the eyes, kind of like what eyeshadow would be. I don't really know if she's wearing it in the picture, but it feels right, so we're going with it. Smudgy, remember to really pay attention to the direction that you are smudging. Taps are your friend. Okay, gonna add a bit more colors in as well. I'm gonna bring that blush higher up and on the chin and the neck as well. And then again, we'll smudge that out. Maybe start on the lips. Red lipstick, pretty typical. Go ahead and add some, actually I'm gonna make it a really downturned inner corner. It wasn't quite downturned before, and in the photo it looks pretty downturned. I'll have the photo in Teams for you guys too to follow along. You don't need to follow mine exactly. I'm just trying to give you reference material. Alright, so add some highlights to this lip. I already added some shading. It's an almost white pinky color. Going in the line to the direction of the lips. Using the smudge tool, blend that out. Trying to do this very quickly, trying to show you it's a quick sketch, not a perfect sketch. Quick. All right, let's get that earring white and the eyes white. And then we'll go ahead and do our eyeball color, our pupils, and then she had blue eyes. I only know that because one of the episodes of I Love Lucy, she said something about her eye color. Alright, add some shading in there for that. Not too much, just a little around the corner. We're not going for realism here. Having a very surprised look on her eyes. And then we're going to go ahead and add a white highlight. I'm going to do dots, and then I think I'm going to do a little squiggle, yeah. So we have that pop of highlight there. Alright. We have that colored. She looks surprised in the photo. I might pull her cheek in later. Let's finish this though. Alright, she has red hair, auburn hair. I'm just going to outline the whole thing and then use my bucket fill tool to go ahead and fill it in. It'll be a little faster that way. I'm not worrying if I get out of the lines. Alright, let's do some shading on here. I'm going to start with the darker color. I'm going to focus the darkest color on everywhere we have lines. Just fill that in. Maybe a little darker in there. Get some contrast going. A little darker towards the bottom too. And then a very orange color for our highlight. Pretty easy. You have your mid-tone, which we start with, and then your shadow and your highlight. 3 color tones. Going ahead and blending all of that in. Smudge, smudge, smudge. Or tappity tap tap. I think her face is a little too gray, so I'm going to add some warmer shadows instead, just to kind of tone it. I think I picked a little bit too gray of a tan. And I'm going to add, I think, some more blush too, but first I want to bring that cheek in. I think I did a little too crazy there. Yeah. Maybe I should have just left it. Should have just left it alone. Oh well. Alright, let's get these eyebrows thicker. I think I want it less arched on the right side. A little bit. There we go. Alright. Let's go ahead and maybe finish out the neck. Get rid of some of those lines. Add a thicker line. Nostril done. Maybe not that thick. Okay. Let's add a little bit more to the shirt. It looks like a checkered pattern. I'm just doing a gray. We'll leave the background white. Not really worried about it. It's not the focal point here. All right. Good enough for me. Let's get rid of the photo. Add a background, going with that same dark gray we used last time. Going ahead and filling in that shirt white now. I'm on a layer underneath. Make sure you're working in different layers so you can really quickly do this. Let's add some more blush here. Ooh, wrong brush. There we go. And let's erase where we got out of our lines. Wrong layer. This is why organizing your layers are important. All right, I Love Lucy.